Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 93 is brought to you by Waffles, one of our newest Patreon patrons. Today, Sergio and I will be talking about the latest update to Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and that Nintendo's been a little bit boring lately. So to begin, hello Sergio, how you doing?
Hi Chuy, I'm doing quite well. Today has been one of those extra lazy days, and extra is really saying something here. Didn't do anything. I had half a large pizza, so it was a great Sunday. How about you?
Jackie and I have felt the exact same way today. It's just like we didn't want to do anything. I don't think I was talking to you a little bit before, but I played Splatoon for like 2 hours. I probably should have been playing Fire Emblem, but I was just like, I got into this lose streak, and I was like, I can't just stop now. I gotta win. I gotta break this, you know. So I just kept going, and it was a bummer. But I just felt lazy. I didn't even like after I was done. I was just like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to do work is what I don't want to do. I feel it. I've been feeling, and on top of that, like I did the weekly update, earlier today,
Yes.
and I just talked about like, it's been so hard to think about Animal Crossing content to make, because I'm like, what haven't I made at this point? What haven't we talked about? We've talked about it everything, all the things. So I don't know. I guess I feel my brain is at that point,
Yeah, and like we'll talk about in a little bit. I mean, Nintendo is very much to blame for that. It's like, I don't know. It's like they even forgot they announced the game.
Yeah, it's all Nintendo's fault. And I always feel like that with Nintendo and Animal Crossing news. It always just feels like, oh yeah, we announced that thing. Maybe we should show somebody next time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what it feels like. It's a bummer. So since there is a lack of news, I guess we'll talk about Pocket Camp. Okay, so Sergio, I gotta tell you, I've been playing Pocket Camp, and I've been keeping up. There was 1 month where I kind of skipped it because I was like, I didn't really care about the items, that they were giving out. So I just said, you know what? I don't need to do this to myself. I can just like log in once a day, get the daily reward or whatever, and maybe sometimes even don't do that. So I would just, I'd play here and there very seldomly during that month. And then the next month comes in and I'm like, oh, I'm into this stuff. And now it's just been like bangers after banger. So it's just like tons of cool things. I'm going to bring up one a little bit later because I'm interested in what you feel about it. But that'll be interesting. So anyways, one thing I really wanted to talk about with this update, the most recent one, it happened this past week, and it's that they've updated the bugs and the fish in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, so the thing that they did that's very unique with this one is that they took out some bugs and fish, like some of the classic ones that we've had. For example, what's the yellow perch?
Yes.
For example, that little green fish that's called the yellow perch. It's green. But anyways, so that one, they took that one out. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't think you can catch it anymore. I think it's just like they swapped it. They've changed out like a lot of the bugs and fish that you can get. And some of them are like ones that have showed up during like the fishing tourneys,
Oh, yes.
And then others, and I don't know, maybe they all are, but some of them seem brand new to me because there was a point in time where I didn't play for maybe 3 months or so. And like I said, I was just saying, I dip in and out of the game every once in a while.
Yes.
So I haven't played every fishing tourney, and I think there must have been a bug tourney at some point. That I didn't play at all either. But yeah, so some of them are very new to me, and maybe they've existed in the game before, but I didn't know about it. And others are those like tournament ones. Like there's coelacanths now. You can just catch one, and they're not the most expensive fish to sell.
Oh, okay.
It's really disappointing.
Yeah,
because
right.
I got to get my 15,000 bells from a coelacanth. That's the price. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I don't know. And they don't show up. I guess it doesn't. It never rains in Pocket Camp. It's a
Right.
bummer.
Yeah.
It doesn't rain. Doesn't snow. They need to fix that. I really want them to fix that. But what this does feel like, I mean, because it bothers me that it doesn't rain and snow or it doesn't feel like very seasonal. But this update feels seasonal.
Oh.
Um, because like one of the classic things with Animal Crossing is you play every month, and it's always exciting when it's a new month because you're like, oh, some new bugs and fish are going to show up, you know?
Yes.
So every month is essentially like a built-in update to the game when you play this game.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, because we talk about like Splatoon and how they got their monthly updates and all that regular stuff, you know? And this game is just like, that's just part of it. Like, it updates every month on its own
Yeah.
because that's how the game already works, which is very great. I love
Yes.
that. But still, Nintendo, if you're listening, just give us updates anyways.
Oh yeah.
Especially like crafting, like new crafting recipes and stuff. Just be like, oh, here's some recipes, go crazy, And then you'll see all that same stuff in people's houses when you go and visit
Yeah.
because that's how Animal Crossing works.
Right.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the seasonality. So
Mhm.
I feel like this is one way to kind of introduce that because we don't really get like the weather patterns or anything in the game. We do get like a change in the coloring and everything, but when it comes to bugs and fish and stuff, those have never changed until now.
Mm.
And I really like that. I like that we're finally seeing a little bit of variety, a little bit that makes it feel like a more real Animal Crossing game.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
And I mean, it is kind of a real Animal Crossing game, but I mean, like in the sense of a mainline game, it just feels nice. And then I had something else I wanted to say about this bug and fish swapping thing, but I can't remember because I went too long on the other thing. So what do you think about this? Like, is it something that interests you?
Yeah, it sounds pretty exciting. Like you said, it's for the benefit of the game, and it's been out for many years now, a couple of years, and you can tell Nintendo still cares about it. And we know it's going to stick around after New Horizons. So, slowly but surely, this game has really developed into something very different from how it started. And the seasonal events and the big changes like swapping out fish and bugs, it's very significant. I guess in a way, I kind of see why they don't want to add rain or snow because you have your campsite set up for outdoor fun time, and then if it starts raining, people might feel like their setup is gonna get wet or something. I mean, it's a silly approach to it, but maybe that's Nintendo's reasoning behind it. I do hope they eventually add weather patterns because that is very much a big part of the traditional Animal Crossing experience. I think it should be in Pocket Camp as well.
You know what? You just made a really good point about the weather and it being a very outdoor based game.
Yeah.
It makes it definitely less appealing for the animals to be sitting on a soggy couch
Yeah.
and freezing. That doesn't sound very fun. So, okay, Nintendo, I'll give you that. It works out, but yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention too with this is that I was struggling with my inventory management because I was like, all right, now there are all these bugs that I don't need anymore because they don't exist. So I'm trying to sell them or offload them to villagers as they ask for things. Because every once in a while they're just like, I just want a bug, any bug. I don't really care. Just give me one or a fish, And so I was just getting rid of them. And now I'm like, I used to be one of those like save one of everything in my inventory kind of person in this
Yes.
game. And now I'm not. I'm just like, you know what? I don't have the space. I just got to get rid of all of this because I just got to let it go. I got to Marie Kondo my life. It doesn't spark joy. So goodbye. But thank you. Thank you for doing your job. The other thing that's kind of big with this game is that there are tons of like goals going on. So, during your time playing, you have kind of the stretch goals, for example, and then the
Yes.
daily goals and whatever event is going on, those goals. So usually you'd have, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those going at a time.
Yes.
Right now, and I don't think it's ever gotten to this point, but there are 10 goals going on, and
Oh.
I've listed them all out. We've got the stretch goals, as always. They're always available. We've got the daily goals, which is, it swaps daily. And then we got like all this variety of like just different things that we can do. So there's the fanfare festivities, which is, I forget how long ago they swapped over to this format now, but essentially the Pocket Camp format is each month has like 3 different, I guess, challenges going on. There's the fishing tournament, the scavenger hunt, and the gardening, your favorite, of course. But essentially, like they always work in those 3. And then, so the fanfare festivities is like that big, here's all the 3 goals together and what you can work toward on this. And so right now we're on the gyroidite part, which is the scavenger hunt, which is part 3 of this fanfare festivities. So that's 2 right there. And then we've got Go for the Goals, which is just a bunch of random goals that involve logging in every day. Well, at least, I forget the number. It's like log in 7 days in like a 15-day period or something. And then, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones, but they have different activities that you could do. And that could be like, just the basic ones that you do every day, like get some fruit,
Yes.
And then we have the Lottie's Moving Up goals, which they actually just added today.
Oh.
And this has a bunch of like new challenges at the Happy Home, I forget what they call it, showcase?
Yes.
Happy Home Showcase?
Yes.
I feel like there was a different name for it. I don't know why, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So Lottie, she has her own new things, and I really like this change because up until now, that mini game that you play was pretty basic. It was basically a reward for crafting everything, And so what it would just tell you, here's the piece of furniture you need. You could essentially click on it and see all the furniture items that you need to beat it, like get a flawless score. And then you would just essentially pick them out of the list and you're done. The Lottie's thing that just got added is really changing that up by not telling you what item is needed. It gives you kind of a general category, but you really have to look at the room and then look through your inventory to pick the best item. And I've done a flawless job so far.
Oh, nice.
But this one's way more fun because I will click on one that's like, oh, good eye, but it's not the perfect item, And so then I'll click around and be like, oh, of course, it was this one, this matching item right next to the one I picked. And then you'll get like the flawless, and then you get a score, you get your prizes essentially.
Yes.
So I really do like this change because at first it was just like, oh, I've crafted everything. I don't really need to try hard on this. I can just click the item and then we're good. But now I go into it and I'm just like, ooh, what is this room? What could I put in here that's going to look good,
Yeah.
And that said, like I've only done four of them so far because I think I got... Okay, they're also doing this other thing where when you do like the event challenges, you get a freebie. So usually you can only do 3 rooms, but now you can do 4 if you include an event challenge.
Yes.
And you can always just do a freebie on the event one. So it's not crazy or anything. So I've done 4 rooms so far and I did great and I like it a lot more because it's more challenging.
Nice.
And then the last... I guess there are a few more. So there's the Critter Kickoff goals. I was having trouble with that one. So the Critter Kickoff goals are essentially, like I said, they added all these new bugs and fish and everything. And so these are rewards for collecting a certain amount of the new ones that are available.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good because it got like your stock up, because now the villagers are asking for these things. And so they've swapped over to the new stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I don't need that anymore. It's
They're
old.
trendy.
Version 1 Switch. I need version 2 Switch now. Or the Switch Lite. Upgrading, you know?
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Even though Switch Lite's a downgrade.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I do have a friend who's getting the Pokemon one, and I'm really excited to see
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah, I was talking to her yesterday. We had a game night. But anyways, that one was good. But like I said, I had a lot of trouble with my inventory management, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what I have to sell because I don't know what's here anymore.
Yeah.
And then this did remind me of the other thing that I was going to say about this. So a little bit ago, they introduced dragonflies into the game. So there's like the Darner dragonflies, which is the little one, and then they have the banded dragonflies, which are the more rare ones that you can get. And I was really annoyed with them because I had a bunch of them, but nobody really asked to have them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, what do I do with these things? Can I sell them? They're worthless. But now, since the update, they do ask for the dragonflies. So this came right on time because I was just about to be really annoyed with them. Well, I was already annoyed with them, but now I'm happy that
Nice.
people ask, well, animals ask for them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally, the last 3 goals are the Senrio goals. So they've added the Senrio fortune cookies, and I forget exactly what you had to do with them. It was basically just log in and play the game. Those were pretty easy, so I've already got them done. And I have a lot of these done. I'm just working on essentially the last of the monthly event stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's fun. So I actually just noticed like today with these goals and everything, especially because they added one, I sat there for like a good hour or so, and it felt like a real Animal Crossing session.
Yeah.
Like I was playing an Animal Crossing game. And I can't say I've really felt that in this game up until today, I'd say. Like this felt like I was walking around and doing stuff, talking to my villagers. It just felt like I was playing Animal Crossing. and so, yeah, that's what I want to say. I want to say they finally nailed it. They finally made Pocket Camp into an Animal Crossing game, I think.
Nice. And with all these goals, definitely it makes it very worth it to log in every day. I remember I got back into the game for the previous gardening event. I wanted to help some friends out with the critters, the sharing. And I definitely got to experience, the goals. Logging in every day, you get something, and then if you keep going, you get something else, and they just make it very rewarding. And like you said, now it's getting to the point where there's so much going on, and you get a lot of rewards without spending leaf tickets, and you even get a few of those, if you really want to spend on something more exclusive. So yeah, definitely kudos to Pocket Cam. Kudos, like they do.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, you're totally right. And right now is like a really good time to log in. Like, you may be a little late to finish some of the goals, but you could still get quite a few leaf tickets with what's available right now. So
Right.
if you want just to dip your toes into getting a fortune cookie, because, the one thing I'll say about this game, yes, the fortune cookies cost way too much. It's a lot of leaf tickets to get them.
Yes.
But really, there's not really anything else to spend leaf tickets on. So I don't mind doing it now just because I'm like, you know what? What else am I going to use this for?
Yeah.
Nothing really. So I might as well just get some cookies, And so, and then also, like, I was a completionist for a while with the game, especially in the beginning before the fortune cookies came out.
Yeah.
We wanted everything. Like, it was natural to want to craft every item and do all the things, And then they introduced the fortune cookies, and it destroyed it for me at first, where I was just like, oh, now I can't collect it all,
Yes.
And now, after the break I took last summer, and I came back to it, and ever since I came back after that summer, I think I've just been more okay with accepting that I'm just not going to get everything. It costs way too much to get everything, but I can just wait around and get the stuff that I like, because there have been so many fortune cookies that I was like, I don't want this. And then now I can I can get a bunch of them because a bunch of the ones that I like because I save up the Leaf tickets in the meantime. Like at one point, I had over 1,000 Leaf tickets, and then oh man, it felt good to spend them all. um, but yeah, that's the one thing I'll say. Like, there's not too much else to buy with Leaf tickets, so it's not the worst at this point.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But it does take a little bit to get over that completionist attitude that we all have it if we
Yeah.
play Animal Crossing.
Yes.
We're hoarders. It's a game for hoarding everything. So Nintendo, if you're hearing this, give us infinite inventory in New Horizons.
Oh.
We need everything.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's all the goals. I wanted to make a quick note before I ask you a very important question. So right now, like I was saying, the fortune cookies, there are a bunch of them that I don't really need. I don't really care for. The Sanrio ones are out, and some of them are cute. I've gotten like enough free ones where I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel okay with these. But now there is a set, and I'm saving up to try to spend 250 Leaf tickets to get like 5 items,
Yes.
And it's Bo's Cookie, and it's got all these really cute like bakery items, and they're green, and I really love it. It's adorable. So that's my side note. Now, here's the important thing. I mentioned there is a scavenger hunt right now. It's to find all the gyroids and, craft with them.
Yes.
So the items are a Choco Mint theme. And I was wondering how you felt about that.
I saw a lot of images of the items, and they do look fantastic. And, I've been known to talk a good amount of trash about Chocomint. And, okay, full disclosure, very recently, I want to say like a couple of months ago, or maybe 1 month ago, I gave it another try, and I really wanted, I wanted an honest, like a fresh start with chocolate mint. And I tried one of those, I don't know if it's mochi or mochi, those little like breaded ice cream
Yeah,
soft
mochi.
things. Yes. And I tried it, and it was a letdown. I mean, it was very bland. I guess maybe it was the mochi form of it. Maybe I should have tried something else. But maybe it's just not meant for me. Chocolate mint, I don't know. The harshest thing I said about it is that if I could travel back in time, the one thing I would do would be prevent the invention of this thing.
Just destroy it. Get rid of it. Wipe it off the face of the planet.
No, but then, we wouldn't get the awesome looking items. I really like the bear that we're getting, that it's, like minty color and with a little bit of brown. The cake looks great too, and the table. So they look very nice, just don't need them. And we'll be good.
Yeah, it is a really cute set of furniture, I think. Probably, I'm really glad that they went this direction with it too, because the last few scavenger hunt things have been like five items of the same thing that are like really cheap, like, I don't know, 10, 20 gyroids to craft, and then one really big item that's like, give me 500 gyroids for this. And you're just like, come on, dude, that's way too many. I can't play this game all day. I got work. So I do appreciate that they went this way, because I think the most expensive item is like 120, 110 gyroids to craft. So
okay.
it's not too bad. So you can get like, I think I got the first half of the things in like the first day, and they're all really cute, like I said. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't love Choco Mint. I don't hate it. I'm indifferent about it, so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I just want to say, like, Pocket Camp, I think today, funny enough, like today of all days, it clicked with me more than it had any other day. But I will say, I have a feeling that type of feeling is going to be like few and far between. Because today I think they added 2 or 3 more goals. I think it was 2 actually. And so I had like a lot of stuff that I had to do to complete a lot of them, you know?
Yes.
And so now you also have the feature where you can look ahead on the goals and be like, oh, I have to work on this as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so you can look ahead and play a bunch to do a lot of the goals. So I was like rolling dice on the Blathers maps to pass like 5 of them. I was doing classes at the Happy Home place. I was
Mhm.
rearranging my campsite a little bit and taking a picture. So there were a lot of different things, activities that I was doing. But now I kind of almost did them all is the thing. And
Oh,
so that's where I feel like it's going to be few and far between, where I've already kind of done the bulk of these challenges, and essentially all that's left is logging in for 7 days.
right, right.
And each day that I log in, it'll just give me another prize.
Mhm.
And then I'm done. So there's not really too much more to do. So I don't know if the game will click with me quite like this again until we get like a whole new set of goals to accomplish.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. But they have been doing a lot of like random kind of daily task goals that aren't the daily ones, but just like they'll give you 13 days to do one thing. One huge set of goals, you know? Um,
Yes.
and one of them the other time was like really generous with Leaf tickets. Like every single thing gave us 3 Leaf tickets.
Oh,
So
nice.
we got quite a few at one point. But yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say about Pocket Camp. I had a good time playing it today.
Nice. And if you wanted to spread out the goals between, a couple of days at least, it would be nice, you would have something more to do each day, but then it wouldn't have clicked with you like it did today. Probably wouldn't have been as close to a traditional Animal Crossing experience as it has. And for us that have been playing and love the series, it's hard to hold back on things that we can do today. We always want to do the most that we can each day, so definitely I can see why you couldn't.
Yeah, even at the beginning of the game when you're just like, oh, I've done every single thing I possibly could do. I guess I'll fish for three
Yes.
hours. Because that's just how it is, you know?
Yeah.
You just want to keep going. You're like, oh, I'm pretty close to paying off my debt now. Better do that. So you always find something to keep your gameplay going.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and hop over to our next topic, and that is that life is really boring with no Animal Crossing news and just Nintendo right now.
Yes.
So I have some questions for you, Sergio, and I'll probably answer them too, but how are you feeling with the lack of Animal Crossing news right now?
It feels very empty, it feels like something is missing. Again, something that we had a glimpse of. It seems what, like 2.5 months ago. It's really not that long ago, but I guess even though we got a good lengthy treehouse segment, it just wasn't enough. We needed more. We needed a lot more. So yeah, it feels a little bit empty.
Yeah, it's true. And I don't know, it's actually been a little while since I've watched the Treehouse segment and the trailer because I feel like up until maybe a week or two ago, I was watching it daily. The Treehouse not as daily, but I would go and kind of hop through different clips. I wouldn't watch like the whole thing in
Right.
run through, but like pretty much every other day, I was going in there and going like, oh wait, I want to look more closely at this, you know.
Yes.
And so now I'm just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need something new to see from this game. I feel like I have it all memorized now.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's just like, I want. Optimally, I guess I would get like a trailer or something and some more interviews or anything else that we could talk about. But I don't know. Here's a follow up question too with this. Are you feeling impatient about getting news, or is it still not hitting that point?
Not quite. I feel like it might very soon. I want to say within a month, if we don't hear anything, then yes, for sure, because next month, September, is going to be crazy filled with releases. And that's just going to be the start of a crazy chain of a lot of games coming out until late November. I don't think there's much for December yet, but there's always a chance of announcements, and it's gonna be nice to get distracted again with a lot of games that we have been looking forward to for a while. But until then, yeah, it's getting to that point, definitely.
Yeah, and you're totally right. Like I was looking at essentially Nintendo's release calendar, and since we hit June, it's like Nintendo has a game published, like they're publishing a game every month for the rest of the year, except for December so far. Weird month.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
nothing there. Maybe they're not going to do a December game this year, but they did the first 2 years.
Yes.
But anyways, like it's essentially it was Mario Maker 2 in June, Fire Emblem July. They have Astral Chain coming out, I think this week, right?
Yes, that's
Friday?
right. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's coming out. And then next month, of course, is Link's Awakening, which are you picking that up?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. It's one that I'm just like, I don't think I can fit it in quite
Mm.
yet because
Hmm.
I do want to get through at least one of these Fire Emblem houses before Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out. So I
Oh,
want to feel like
yes.
I've at least completed one of these paths, you know?
Hmm.
So I am chugging away at Fire Emblem and will probably skip Link's Awakening because of that, but
Hmm.
also because I never beat the original Luigi's Mansion and I got it on my 3DS, so I want to do that before I play the third one. Because
Oh,
I have
nice.
beaten Dark Moon, the second game.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so then after that is Luigi's Mansion 3, like I was mentioning, in October, the very last
Yes.
day of October, Halloween. And then 2 weeks after that is Pokemon, and we're getting that for sure. Are you getting
Yes.
Luigi's Mansion?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, well, you're getting all the games for the rest of the year, except Astral Chain, which is the new AC.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were getting Astral Chain. I was guessing.
No, I mean it looks good, but it's hard to get me into those type of games.
Yeah, I what I like about it is it gives me like Xenoblade Chronicles X vibes.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but I also imagine it's very different from that, so I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, I've already explained my whole thing with gaming right now, so I'm busy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, so I saw a post too. I was gonna totally make a joke about it, but Nintendo tweeted about how you can. There's a bunch of cats in Astral Chain,
Oh.
and I was like, AC comes out in August. I wanted to say something like that with all the animals and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
clearly I'm joking. um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm feeling impatient, even though I have plenty of perfectly good games right now to play on the Switch, but I think it's mostly that I just want to see more of my favorite one, my most anticipated one, you know?
Yeah, you make a good point because, like you said, even I haven't played Fire Emblem in almost 2 weeks. I feel like since we don't have Animal Crossing news, we're sort of not, I don't know, inspired or excited, and we kind of forget about everything else. We could be distracted, but we need Animal Crossing, and then it just gets us going. It even gets us playing those older or those other games, and life is good again.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to ask you too, like, what are you doing to fill your time these days?
Honestly, it's just the usual. Rocket League in the mornings. I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 2, even some Mario Kart, just like the classic, always fun multiplayer games. Not really. I do want to go back to Fire Emblem because it's a really good game. I kind of pegged it as my game of the year so far, even though I haven't played like hardly any of it. But I know it's really good. I want to get back into it, but at the same time, yeah, those always fun classic multiplayer games on the Switch. I'm kind of been playing a good amount of those again.
Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah. I think the multiplayer stuff's always good, and you can always just hop in and have a good time.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's mostly been Fire Emblem and Splatoon. Those are my go-tos these days. But you know what? I've also been hopping back into P-Cross. I have the first one that came
Oh,
out
nice.
on
Hmm.
Switch, and I haven't gotten like P-Cross 2 at all yet, but that's because I haven't done all the puzzles in the first one.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, every kind of late at night, if it's just before bed or something, I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to solve a little puzzle right now. So, been hopping into that. And then we had a game night yesterday, and we played Super Mario Party and just did like
Oh,
the boat thing, the river challenge, whatever it's called.
yes.
And that was really fun. And then we played Overcooked 1 and 2. So
Oh,
it was,
nice.
yeah, it was a good time. Okay, my last question with this boring world. Are you expecting any Animal Crossing news anytime soon?
Yes, I think there's gonna be a general Nintendo Direct sometime in September. I'm really hoping it's early September, hopefully before the first third of the month, before September 10 or so. And I do think we're gonna hear a little bit of Animal Crossing. I'm really hopeful that that's the case.
Yes, I hope so. I really want to hear some. Um, just because it's been too long. September, let's see. We saw it in June, right? August, September. No, I skipped July.
July.
July, August, September. So we'll be hitting that 3 month point, which,
Yes.
it is shorter than the last wait we had, which was September to June.
Oh, yes.
But June to September, not bad, Nintendo. If you want to stick to those months, I don't mind. Mostly because September is it's coming up. It's in a week or so.
Yeah.
Which I gotta share this with you after we're done recording. And this is a little teaser for everybody, but I've gotten the new artwork for Haken.
Oh.
And it's cute. I love it. And I have to check my stuff to see if he's actually, I don't know their pronouns. I'll find that out before we go over it next week.
Yes.
But I'm excited about the new art, which is coming
Nice.
out for September. So yeah, I'll find out.
Cool,
That'll be
cool.
good to know. But yeah, I also have to pay them still, so that's what I was getting to. I have to check my email and see if they've sent me the invoice and everything. But yeah, I really hope we get news next month. I think we just need it in general because we're about to hit like Nintendo's busy point where they don't really have to drop any news, like
Yes.
there's going to be games coming out back to back to back. So I think right now, before that rush gets real crazy, now's the time to just let us know. All right, here's what's happening in December through March. They essentially have to set up their like winter games there and then into spring. Which the first day of spring, Animal Crossing. Because all of you told me it was a spring/summer game.
Oh, that's right.
You're welcome. Thanks for doing that. I blame all of you. It's not my fault. All right, Sergio. Do you have anything else to say about this before we go into our Haken's Islander corner?
Well, I think last week or the week before there was a little bit of a potential leak. There was a photograph supposedly of a bunch of new games coming up in GameStop's system. They don't have any names, but there's just SKUs for Switch games. And this usually happens when there's going to be a direct, so it's very possible. It's crazy to me that this direct might cover even new games because they have a lot of games coming out that they could just focus on those, but if they're gonna show even more new games, that's just gonna be crazy. And I think it's a good time right now for a lot of games to be coming out because then once Animal Crossing hits, we're not really gonna care that much. So let's play them now, let's enjoy them now, and then March is gonna be here before we know it.
I'd totally forgotten about that, and you're totally right. Like it's a very common thing for essentially those GameStop SKUs to come up and kind of let us know, hey, you guys, there might be some news coming up a little later. Also, crazy things have happened with GameStop this past week. Like they essentially terminated like 120 jobs in their corporate offices and stuff, and some of them were Game Informer and everything. So they're really downsizing right now, really just trying to survive, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good for GameStop. All right. So let's move into Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, each week we ask our supporters on Patreon a question and then read their answers on the show. This week's question was, if the stores/buildings can open in any order, which two would you like to get first? So I guess I wrote this a bit confusing, but we're talking about like any of the extra features that are part of Animal Crossing. That's like, you know, Timmy and Tommy's place, Harriet's, all the different shops around your town, essentially. Maybe even like the buildings, like the mayor's office and museum, you know? So,
Yes.
So yeah, I actually, you know what? I figured we were doing a bit of a shorter show, so I grabbed all of the answers this time around.
Oh, nice.
So let's go ahead and go back and forth. Do you want to start?
Yes, our first answer for this week's question is by Quantrell Tabal. And he says, post Nook's original tent and clothing with the Able sisters. So, if I read this correctly, it's the general store with Timmy and Tommy and the Able sisters. Honestly, I feel like those are, I want to say like the main ones, not to dismiss the other ones, but those are very classic. I like your picks, Quantrell.
Yeah, those are very classic for sure. And I think a lot of people, especially in the previous games, like they would have really wanted the Able sisters right away just to start making patterns for their paths and stuff. So it's a big deal for people. And I'm sure we'll still be able to do like path patterns, even though we're going to have, what's it called? I guess the new path making tool. We don't really know the name of it thus far.
Right.
I guess people have been calling it like a trowel or something.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that too. Especially like, I want to see what types of clothing we can customize this time around.
Oh, yes.
Because they did update that with New Leaf, where we could do a different pattern for the front of a shirt, each sleeve, and the back. So I really want to see that.
Yes.
So the next answer is from Newt, and she said, are we counting Nook's shop? Because it seems like it's there from the get-go. I'll go ahead and assume we're picking all the others. So, Leaf's Garden or, General Island Beautification Shop for sure. I need to make my island pretty, so more special characters will want to have their shops there. The second one, I'd probably go with the Able sisters. Being able to have fun new clothes to wear every day is exciting. So yeah, Able's once again very popular. I thought, and totally right. Like you can have new clothing every day too. But my favorite here is for sure Leaf. I've got to pick Leaf. I am all about trees, as you all know. So if he gives me the ability to buy more trees than ever before, then that is good news to me.
Yeah, definitely. The next answer is by Grace or a penguin named Abraham, and they say, come on, is there any other answer? Nook's Furniture Store and Able Sisters all the way. After that, since we might not be counting Nook, I would want the Shampoo. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a good pick too. Especially because people have been wondering about what is going to happen to Shampoo now that we're going to have general facial look customization right from the get-go.
Right.
Yeah, so my guess is that like we're going to have like very basic access to a lot of things, but for it to really shine, we need to get the shops, So I'm assuming Shampoo, like we're going to get a lot more hair options and things that we can get. Maybe they start selling the wigs too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that's a good place for it to live,
Yeah, definitely. And I can see them starting out with very basic color choices for hair and maybe even eyes. And then once you get to the Shampoo, you get a lot more colors, like the crazy, more shiny, fancy ones.
Yeah, the ones that aren't really natural and you probably need a hair dye to do it. All right, so the next answer is from Zekin, and they said, I assume the Nook tent is gonna be there as a default, so Leaf Shop for sure first. Other than that, probably whatever shop has the new pathing tool in it. Gotta get my town looking as pretty as possible right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, we don't know how we're gonna be getting that pathing tool, but it might just be something that we can craft eventually.
True. Or I can also see it as being part of Leaf Shop from the get-go, yeah?
Yeah, that seems like something that Leaf would be part of for sure.
Yeah. So the next answer is by Mason. They say, ignoring Tom Nook's store, I would most definitely want the Able Sisters store and Red's. I
Oh.
really look forward to wearing a bunch of different new clothes, and I want to get scammed by Red day one.
That would be really interesting because there's only one game where Red has kind of had like a store at the same spot, and that is City Folk. So City Folk, you would go over there by bus, and you could always go to that sketchy alleyway and find Crazy Red's shop. And that's the only time he's ever really had like a location. Otherwise, he's on the run from the cops. Good old
Yes.
Copper and Booker on his tail. So he's got to really like sneak around to get his black market goods out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next answer is from Lyalatron, and they said, I know it's not essential, but I want the coffee shop. We are more self-sufficient this time with crafting, so I'll need a nice cold brew to relax with every now and then, to relax from all my hard work. Then I want these Able Sisters so I can look fabulous during my hard work. Those are really good ones. I do really like the thought of just relaxing. And, I wouldn't mind if KK Slider returned to like performing at the coffee shop too.
Yes, yes.
I,
Mhm.
I, I think that was a good venue for him.
Yeah, yeah, it would be a return to form, and he might expand eventually, but that would be a nice throwback too.
Yeah, it would be nice because we got the train throwback in New Leaf.
Yeah,
He didn't play outside the train though. Bummer.
right, right.
He
That
should
would have been
have
nice, yeah.
before the whole Club LOL thing.
Oh, yeah.
Man, missed opportunity. Just put us on this game.
Yeah, for sure. The next answer is by But Elf. They say, in my mind, Nook's tent will be there first for crafting, and I assume it will keep upgrading to have more crafting recipes and also furniture and all the things to buy. After that, it would be great to have Leaf's Garden Center to get some awesome tools and special plants. And Able Sisters is a must. And again, so these are popping up very frequently. Leaf Shop and the Able Sisters, very good choices for sure.
Yeah, those are popular ones, and I figure they would be, because they're just great shops, and you don't want to miss out on like building that relationship with Sable either,
Yes.
because that's a really special part of Animal Crossing for sure.
Yeah.
So Pandora said, if shops come in order, then I would first like to have Leaf's flower shop open so we could gain the ability to buy more seeds and saplings for our island, while also hoping to trade the flowers with Leaf to gain flower patterned furniture blueprints for our workstations. The second shop is between two shops of the Able Sisters to be able to... Wait, I'm wondering, because I noticed Lyalatron spelled it as Sable Sisters as well.
Right.
And I'm just like, I know he's in Europe. And so I'm just like, wait, is it called Sable Sisters in
Oh.
Europe? I'm going to have to ask later.
Yeah.
I need to know. So to be able to buy clothes as per usual, as I love the Sable Sisters, especially Sable and the Rooster Cafe, to be able to buy coffee again from Brewster. Apologies for the name being wrong. Pretty close. And hopefully a place for KK to play in Wild World, to have the ability to work with him like a New Leaf, and to be able to invite a villager to coffee to gain friendship points.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty interesting. Especially, I just unlocked the tea parties in Fire Emblem,
Ooh.
and I'm stuck there because I know I want to do the tea parties. I just haven't decided with who yet, so so that's where I'm stuck. But yeah, outside of that, I'm into it. I really like that idea of like really having the coffee shop be a site for a lot of different things rather than just the one thing.
Right, yes. The next answer is by Medi. He says the first shop would be a shop that makes the game come out sooner. The second shop would be a shop that makes an Animal Crossing Edition regular Switch come out.
I mean, I think I feel like those two shops exist and they really need to step on it.
Yes.
Because one of them is Nintendo, the development team, and the other one is the other Nintendo development team.
Yes.
Just made that for hardware.
Right, right.
So yeah, I also want those shops to exist for sure.
Yes, especially the last one because that's not much of a guarantee. We know we're getting the game hopefully sooner, but for sure it would be nice to have a limited edition regular Switch and a Lite too. I mean, the more the merrier.
You know what? I'm gonna say honestly feel like it's more likely that we'll get a regular Switch just because of their push for like the couch co-op multiplayer on the same console.
Oh, okay.
Just because of that feature, I feel like you just can't pass up on having a share the joy console
Yeah.
to share the joy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Andrew Arto said, I feel like everyone is forgetting about the most important thing, museum. I want to be able to see my fossils and donate my stuff as soon as possible. Then I would like Able Sisters to change my style. So that's a good point. I think I'd have to pick museum too. Like, I want to be able to donate things and start the collection, you know?
Yes, that has to be there from day one. And of course, you're not moving to an island that has a museum. That would be, I mean, it might happen, but if you have to unlock it, at least within a couple of days, the museum has to be one of the first for sure.
Yeah, that would be probably one of the first things you see show up in my home. Just me putting all the bugs and fish in my place just to keep them stored.
Yes.
And now, but that's also making me wonder, can we display bugs and fish outside now? Like if we were to let them
Oh,
go as a display thing, will they show up in a little cage, a little tank, you know?
right.
I need to know this because oh my goodness, I'm going to put like all sorts of things all over my world. It's going to be amazing.
Man, that's a good point, yeah. The next answer is by Nernip. They say Brewster's Coffee House. He is my favorite. Though I hope he will be serving something cool and refreshing for the hot island summers. Oh yes, that would be nice. I mean, there's iced coffee, but some smoothies or some fruit juice, or the more variety he can offer, the better.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see some variety. He does really love coffee though. But I could see it happening.
Yeah.
All right, so Tab said, the museum and the post office. I want to start putting things in the museum ASAP. And I want to send you all things in the mail. Or I want to send, you all things in the mail. Please let us do that this time, Nintendo. So I'm assuming
Yes.
Tab means like sending like a letter between towns via the internet. And most definitely we need this. It's something City Folk had that was very unique to the other games. And I want that back for sure.
Yes, yeah, that'd be great to have back.
Yeah. And then like putting little presents and sending them to your friends list and stuff.
Yes.
It would be adorable. It would be so fun to just like wake up in the morning, open up your mailbox, and you're like, oh, I got an item from Sergio, and that's really awesome. Like maybe we
Yeah.
talked earlier and I was just like, oh, I don't have this crafting recipe. And you just happen to get it a little bit later and you're like,
Right.
surprise! I crafted
Man,
this
here's
for
hoping.
you.
Yeah.
Man, I would do that all the time.
Oh yeah. Here's hoping, definitely. The next answer is by Dragon, and he says KK's Music Store and Kick's Kickboard Beach Board Shop.
Kickback beach board shop.
Nice. That's those two are really good.
I mean, if they take out swimming, they need to add surfing, I guess.
Oh.
What if that's something we can do? That seems like an islandy thing.
Yeah, and I could definitely see Kicks getting into it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So Bunny said, I'm not sure how clothes will work with crafting, but I would love to unlock the Able Sisters early, even if it's just for designing my own clothes, and the museum so I can get to work on my bug fish collection. It's tough to choose, though. And yeah, those are good. Able Sisters, as always, very popular. And the museum, people are catching on. That's got to be in it.
Yes, because the museum is very essential for the value of the game. It's something you're going to be going back to so many times every day. So, yeah, we need the museum for sure.
Yeah, I need that in my life right now.
Yes. Winnie World says the main store I always go to is Leaf's Plant Shop because I love to fill my village, or rather island now, with plants as soon as possible. So I would love to be able to go there early on. Another one that keeps popping up, I definitely agree. We need plants and flowers. The more we have earlier, the better. And, Leaf is always willing to help us out. So if he has a shop early on, that's great.
Yeah, and you know what's really exciting too? Like, we're gonna get a lot more variety of the types of like plant wildlife that we can put out there. Just with like, we've always had kind of the indoor plants that we can place in our home, but now we can place them outside too. So it's not just gonna be like flowers growing out of the ground or trees growing out of the ground or just plants in general growing out of the ground. Now we can have them in a little pot too.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, so many possibilities with this game. Possibilities. I had to do it. All right, so Jeslyn said, I didn't think of either the museum or the roost as shops until after seeing other people's answers, but those would be my pick. Filling up my encyclopedia of bugs and fish was always an activity I liked most for Animal Crossing titles. And since Brewster is one of my favorite characters, I'd like him to set up shop on my island first. I was going to also mention retail since I like customizing furniture, but with the addition of crafting, I wonder how customization will work. Would we rely on Cyrus, or would we be able to find or figure out recipes for customizing things we craft? And it's a very good question. I don't know. I guess I haven't really... I've been expecting retail to kind of come back and still be the home for like customizing things that we craft, but I don't know. It's also a very real possibility that we'll be able to just like, maybe one of the things we can get is dye, and we can just paint things different colors. So I can see a lot of possibilities here.
Yes, and I always try to advocate for choices. So maybe if you have the materials, you can craft and customize on your own. But if you just wanted to pay bells, maybe Cyrus would be there for us.
Yeah, it would be really good.
Yeah. And our last answer this week is by Kayla Rummel. And they say, definitely the museum. I need to start collecting all the things as soon as possible. And then, assuming Nook's tent is there when we get there, my next pick would be Leaf Shop so I can start decorating my town. Again, great picks on the museum and Leaf Shop. I think it's very likely that Tom Nook's shop is going to be there. So, yeah, these other two are great as well.
Yeah, those are going to be popular choices forever.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I guess we've made it. And we managed to make this show a regular length.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, I've been worried lately because I'm just like, I'm feeling so brain dead, I guess. I feel like there's got to be stuff to talk about with Animal Crossing. We've been talking about it for 93 episodes now. But we are getting closer to episode 100, and I have a few more ideas now. Some people tweeted some to me, and I'm just like, those sound pretty fun, actually.
Yes.
So I think we're going to have a lot of fun on the 100th episode, and I've actually... I'm, trying to reach out, see if we can get anybody special on here. Still no word from Nintendo, though. I wish they would say something. But yeah, I'd really like something special to happen on our big 100th episode for sure.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. Don't want the episode to end? Well, you can keep this conversation going by Nintendo switching over to our Discord. I almost messed up there. Just follow the link in the description and you can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio and me. Want to support the show in a bigger way and get your voice heard during the show? Visit patreon.com/ChewyPlaysNintendo. You can support our show with just $1, have an episode dedicated to you, get special access to a secret room on Discord, join in on the Haken Islander Corner, and even read a monthly newsletter covering all things Haken and Chewy Plays. We really appreciate the support and put your money toward great things on the show. Tuned in on YouTube? The comments are a great place to let us know your answers to the Haken Islander Corner. What buildings would you like to unlock first? If you dig what you hear, please KK slide over to the review section on your platform of choice. Let people know what they're missing out on. Haken is a wild production brought to you by Chewy, Sergio, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.